Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief Christensen and Mr. Rupert, we were all together at the Department of Ag to discuss this MOU between the Department of Interior and the Forest Service. And I saw that last week, the Department of Interior awarded 4 contracts to companies who operate medium-sized unmanned aerial vehicles for wildfires. So I'm proud to say that one of those was in situ from Southwest Washington and Northeast Oregon, a company that spans the Columbia and is on both sides. Literally, the company is on both sides, and we're so proud of that technology. But most importantly, we're proud that Interior is being very aggressive about using this tool on wildland fires, and we want to make sure that there is now no barriers between the Forest Service and Interior working together to implement this. This is so critical for information about fire size, starts, and safety and security of our firefighters. So is there anything that is holding us up from being very aggressive about this deployment during this fire season? Do you have to do anything else to make sure that these tools are now used across agencies or implemented?
Senator Cantwell, thank you for that question. And I'm pleased to say that this is an example of that we're really coordinating together. The Forest Service is clearly looking to the early adopters and the innovation that DOI has really stepped out on, and we applaud that. Instead of us spending the dollars and the time to do the innovation and the testing that they've done, we are absolutely committed. We are drafting on them, if I might say, with our policies, our procedures, to make sure that we have interoperability so that we don't have policies and procedures that are different. The Office of Aviation Services at DOI has been extremely helpful in our policies and procedures. They have done train the trainer for our staff, and we can access their call when needed contracts at any time, as well as the states and others. So we are not ashamed to say that we applaud our Department of Interior colleagues, and we are also see the very strong use and innovation and safety aspects of using UASs on fires, and look forward when they can have additional capacity beyond just the surveillance.
Thank you. Well, anything else, Mr. Rupert?
Well, thank you for the record, and thank you, Vicki, too. I would just say the easy answer to the question is yes. The call when needed UAS contract is available not only to the Forest Service, but it's being administered as a national asset the way we administer other national assets. So it's available across really the community on those large incidents.
Well, I assure you we're going to need them, so thank you. On call when needed to the air tanker issue. So I am concerned that we're shifting 35% of the current air tanker contracts to call when needed. We had a chance to talk about this before, Chief Christensen, about the fact that call when needed contracts are more expensive per day, but yet I think to get them, you're going to have to call them every day and say you're on call. And what I'm trying to understand is how we're going to supplant that for the panoply of resources that you could have. So I'm just trying to understand, is this about going deep where the resource is from a budgeting perspective, or you truly believe that call when needed as it relates to these services are the most cost-effective way for taxpayers?
That's a really good question, and we, as I said earlier, we will monitor closely that balance between the upfront expenditures we use for exclusive use and how much we actually need them versus the, yes, more expensive, but we pay for them when we use them, call when needed. It is an art and a science, and the science part is informed looking backwards, and we have to look forward. To be honest with you, Senator, we would like to rebalance in in the incoming years. We think that we need to have a little bit more balance between exclusive use and call when needed. We were in transition this year, quite frankly, from getting the legacies or that contract is done, and this is a transition year.
Well, I so appreciate you saying that, because I want you to have every single tool you need. I want you
Yes.
to have air tankers. I know that you had one acquired from the Department of Defense, and not sure if you're going to use it. I want you to have these water scoopers. I want you to have the large retardants. I want you to have every single asset. So I hope that you'll, given what you just said, work with us to figure out how to make this not a transitional season here, but like a season where you have every tool at your disposal. That's what people in the West want us to be doing. They want us to be giving them every tool possible to fight this fire season. So, thank you.
Thank you.